out right now meeting the donkeys. One of my absolute favorite stops on Route 66. Well, I'm back on fabulous Route 66, and it's been a little bit of a wild day. We had, some scares, I guess, with the car, but it turns out driving through 122 degrees is not great on any vehicle. So we smelled a little gas, and it wasn't performing like it had been, and it turns out there's nothing wrong. It was just the heat. Now I'm in Williams, Arizona. I dropped the girls off, and we drove here from Vegas, and it's beautiful right now. It's like 85 degrees. We skipped Seligman, but plan to go there tomorrow, and I'll capture some of that. I remember when Kurt and I rolled through Williams, it just struck me as a place I liked. It reminds me of Deadwood, and coming back in, definitely the same vibe. A lot of neon at night. It's beautiful here. I hope that we can spend some time down on the main areas tomorrow, and the stores stay open till 10, so just what I need, right? A place on Route 66 to buy swag and bring home for the shop, I guess. And today we did a lot of the same things that Kurt and I did when we came through. Went through Oatman. I had to show the girls the donkeys in Oatman and the old ghost mining town, which is a great place, unique. And there's a little shop right before you get to what's called the Sidewinder, which is the road to get out there. I rode that on bike, but it's also fun in a car. We did it twice, once to get out to Oatman and then to get back towards Kingman. And while we were in Kingman, they had an In-N-Out burger. I have a friend who always talks about that place and how good the burgers are, especially if you do animal style, which is a not so secret item on the menu. Of course, we all did that. We had planned on stopping at one of the diners in Seligman. We'll do that tomorrow. I believe it's called the Snow Top. And I had it when we went through last time. They closed at 6, and I just didn't think we'd make it today. So tomorrow we'll head up to the Grand Canyon and get over to Seligman and spend some time in Williams. To be honest, I'm kind of thinking about staying an extra night here. We'll probably go on to Winslow, but I love it here. One of the things I absolutely love about Route 66 is all of the cars that you run across.
Turn right.
Well, it is Thursday, I guess it is, and we're outside of Williams heading into the Grand Canyon. And this is one of the travel stops along the way. From Williams into the Grand Canyon, you're along Route 66. So we're seeing a lot of the old Route 66 history. Williams is awesome. I got pictures. I'll show it tonight. We're going to show more of it. But behind me is the Fred Flintstone Campgrounds. It's been recently renamed to Bird of Prey Campground, largely because the rights for the Flintstones had run out and they didn't renew it. But there's still tons of bedrock type imagery. I'll try to get some video of that as we go by. Well, there's not much I can really say about this magical place. I know the film won't do it any justice. It is mind-blowing when you see it. We're on the southern rim. That's Mather Lookout. We just got done with the Grand Canyon. Amanda and this are in the general store buying patches and the like. Thumbs up. What are you getting in the store? What's Mom going to get? No, she's zapped. So after we're done here, we'll head on to Seligman, and you'll see another one of my favorite historic Route 66 spots. Again, we're at the Grand Canyon at the South Gate at the general store in the village. Back now to the historic Snow Cap, one of my favorite places in Seligman. We'll go in and order some goodies. Quite the experience, right?
Yeah.
What happened when you went in for your Diet Coke?
Well, at first it said it was free, and I was like, oh, thanks. He's like, you want ice? I said, sure. So he brought it back, and there was like a pile of ice like this on it. He's like, that enough? I said, great. So then he came back, he's like, you want a straw? And he held up some sticks.
Straw?
Looked like straw. I'm like, no, bigger than that. So he's like, how about this one? I said, all right. And then he said $3.50, and I gave him 4 and said, keep it. He's like, have a good day. And then I came out, and I worked really hard to open the door on the wrong side. But yeah, he was a jokester.
Is this not the coolest?
It's pretty cool. I'm excited to eat the burger. I got one, right? Burger?
Oh, you want me to order a burger?
Yeah. I hope so.
I got you the works. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Taryn's got a burger with just ketchup.
Okay.
Cheeseburger.
Did she get any drink?
I did not.
I don't think I can go back in there.
No, we can go. I've got water in my door in the car.
Okay.
And a sippy, no less.
Okay.
I just can't say enough about how much I love this place. Fun memories. It's good to be able to bring Amanda and the girls out here. Last time I came through, there were so many adventure stories. Something I'll never, ever in a million years forget. This is the nightlife in Williams. Lots of neon. Pretty cool. We've got world famous Sultana Bar. We're just coming back. I thought about getting some ink, but it's late. I think they were trying to close down, so we held off. And more neon. Such a cool town at night. Everywhere you go, they've got the 50s neon. We'll see more of that as we go further down Route 66.
Kickbone, Route 66. I'm Dusty. Yeah, I'm not a singer. But I can tell you, we got so much stuff in here, you're going to get lost. Welcome to Colors of the West.
So why not? More stories on Route 66. Stopped off in Winslow, Arizona, so we could stand on the corner. Last time this kind of story happened in Gallup, so if you followed along with me and saw the motorcycle capturing of Route 66, you're probably going, well, what in the world happened now? It wasn't a huge thing. We were coming out of the SIP stop, I think it's called, in Winslow. There's a really nice brewing company that we had a decent meal. Anyway, walked out and started crossing the street, got across, and the Coke vendor, as in Coca-Cola, you might wonder after I get to this, was crossing the street to get to his truck to restock, across the crosswalk, no less, and some guy rolls down his window and says, "Hey man, fuck you." And I was going, what in the world's going on? Use the crosswalk. And I'm sitting there scratching my head, and the Coke guy turns around and says, "Shut up, you idiot." And I thought for sure I was going to re-see some kind of altercation. I don't know what it is about me on Route 66 and getting into small towns, but it's wild. Now, don't take that as a deterrent from coming out here, because it is fantastic. I just have had luck of the draw where I've seen some crazy stuff twice. This is one of the cool stops. This is typical Route 66. If you actually adventure off of the main attractions that you see, this should be on the list. I don't know if it is, but this is the kind of place you want to check out. Very cool. It's absolutely a treasure. At the ruins of Two Guns, outside and on the way to Winslow, Arizona, sort of by the big meteor crater, and checking out the ghost town. I've been here before on motorcycle. It's a little bit more of an adventure in a car, and you can see some of the ruins back there. This is a part of Two Guns, which is, I think, where Billy the Kid hid out. We'll get into some of the older pieces in a minute. Last time I actually, I think, walked into this section with Kurt. There's a lot of these old ghost towns, and I went across an old bridge that I'll film as we go across again. But at this point, you know, it's a different experience in a Subaru than on a bike. So I'm not going to press my luck. Especially on old 66 bridges. Now, we were told this one is safe. It seemed to be. Hopefully I can get across it twice. There's the backside of another ruins. There's nothing posted out here as far as I can see. It's a pretty well-known 66 attraction. There are some sections that are fenced off between us. I'm glad that's the case, because this type of thing is a treasure. I hate the idea of people going in here, sorry for the bumpiness, folks, and destroying it. So there's the bridge we've got to go over. Where is it? Here we go. That's the glory. Across. There's a section up there too. I want to say I've been up there too. All along Route 66, you see old abandoned echoes of the past, like this old gas station, probably from the 40s or 50s. This is actually a famous one by the name of Twin Arrows. It's a monument listed on the Route 66 guide. We'll turn in here, take a look. Hopefully not give ourselves a flat. But you can see that it's very Mad Max-like with all the graffiti and the fact that it's just left. I don't know about this hotel. There's a lot of Hollywood history here. John Wayne lived here for some time, and several other famous actors and actresses of that era did the same, as they tried to bring more business into the area. The guy who owned this, I believe, was the brother of a famous Hollywood producer. So we're staying here for this evening, and I gotta tell you, it's a lot of nostalgic fun. There's the history aspect of it, but the room feels a lot like the motels that we stayed at along the route. I'll show you what that looks like going in. Well, it's the next day, and stayed in the Jimmy Stewart room, who is one of my absolute favorite actors ever since I saw him in It's a Wonderful Life in college. And I'm sure there are people who are wondering, did you see anything paranormal while staying? And the truth is, not really anything I could prove. There was, our bathroom door decided to open by itself, but you could explain that as a cross breeze. It only happened once, so maybe that's a little harder to explain. And then probably my favorite story. You could argue that this is not paranormal either, but if it is, it's proof that whatever is here is not in any way mean. I went to bed without any covers on. I think my feet were tucked under the sheets because it's kind of hot right now in New Mexico. Then I woke up in the middle of the night and I was tucked in, up to my waist. So I asked my wife if she did that, and she said no. So it's possible that while I was sleeping, an entity tucked me in. So there are way worse things than that. In fact, it's kind of nice. And if there is something here and that's what they do, well, that's actually quite amazing. Stop at the Blue Swallow, which is one of the premier sites on 66 as well. Pretty cool. Fortunately, they're closed until 3 o'clock, and the timing's just not right for us. So we're gonna make our way back to Amarillo. The midway point in Adrian, Texas, midway on Route 66, and just making a quick stop for some souvenirs. There's actually a sign across the street that shows the midpoint as well, and in the road it marks the midpoint. Pretty cool.